Hi, this is Cynthia from Cynthia's Chair, and today we're going to talk about how we prepare our child for the beach. Can you hear the waves? Maybe some birds chirping. The palm branches moving as the wind is blowing. Well, we're going to talk about how your child might be affected by all of those. So join me down at the beach. So here we are, we're going to head down to the beach. As I'm walking, I can hear the sounds of the waves. I can hear an airplane in the air. I can smell different things. And here you come with your child. And, oh, they stopped here because they're afraid. They don't know what that sand's going to feel like. Whenever they put their foot down in there, it's a different sensation. And as I'm walking, I start to feel the instability. I don't know where my foot is going because of the sand. See how my ankles are moving? Those are things that you're going to need to do some activities prior to coming to the beach to see how your child's going to respond to this. So here we are at my chair today. It's the sand, it's the beach. Just talking more about how you can experience the beach with your child in a more positive way. So if your child doesn't like the way the sand feels on their hands, and you're not really sure about that, they've never been exposed to that, you need to expose them to sand before you come down to the beach. And one of the things you can do to prepare them so that they can enjoy the sand a little bit more is, prior to coming to the beach, get a baby hairbrush and brush from their palm to their fingertips, from their palm to the tip of their thumb, and then give them a quick massage. What that does is it brings that sensation to the surface of their hand, and they're more likely to enjoy the sand. Now also, like I said, play in the sand when you're at home, and play in dry sand as well as wet sand. And while you're at it, go ahead and take that same brush and brush the bottoms of their feet. Brush from their heel to their toes, and you can do that a few times, and then again give that massage, just a quick little massage. So another thing you can do at home prior to coming to the beach, depending on the age of your child, you can give them a bin full of dried rice. Don't use minute rice because that rice is a little bit too harsh. You want to use a long grain rice, a slow cooking rice, because it's going to be softer and more similar to the sand. Let them play in that. Also, you can get a separate bin or add to that bin some dried beans. Now again, I'm saying about the age because if your child is still eating a non-edible, you may have to sit right beside them and be very diligent to make sure they don't put those things in their mouth. And if they start to, you can simply block their hand and just make it fun. Put some cups in and some scoops and things that you might actually be using at the beach, because that's exposing them to more things that they're going to now become familiar with. In addition to that, I have a video about the auditory sensitivity that some children experience. Please take a look at that video, but I just want to remind you that when you're at the beach, there are a lot of sounds. We saw the tractor earlier. I hear the ocean right now. So just be aware of that, and you may have some extra things that you can do to help them with auditory sensitivity or sound sensitivity. You saw me walk through the sand a little bit and saw that imbalance. And I'd like to give you some activities that you can do at home prior to coming to the beach. One of the best things you can do is throw a bunch of pillows on the floor in the living room and have your child walk on those. Let them have that imbalance of their ankles, which will be similar to what they're going to feel down here at the beach. It's not going to be the same, but it'll at least start preparing their bodies for that movement. Also, if you're going to be buying your child clothing, the long-sleeved, protective UV ray clothing that's out now, which is fabulous, don't put it on the day you come to the beach. You want them to experience that early. They're maybe not going to like that fabric. In addition to having them wear it around the house, please, please, please get that swimsuit wet while they're still at home. You can hose them down outside, or if you want, put them in the bathtub. Let them be in the bathtub in their clothing so they know what that fabric feels like now that it's wet. Be prepared when you come to the beach that you might have to change their clothes. They may not like the way that feels. Don't make a big deal about that. Just have extra clothes along, things that you know that they like to wear. It doesn't have to be a swimsuit. Just anything is going to make them happy. So as I'm sitting here, the sun's coming down here on my right side, and that reminds me that you also want to prepare your child for wearing a hat. If it's winter time where you are right now and you're thinking about this summer, the only hats they're wearing, if they're wearing one, maybe the hood on their coat, or may just be a, a knit hat, which feels very different from a baseball cap or a sun hat. So again, you want to expose them to that prior to coming to the beach. And sunglasses, please, please, please try to get your child in sunglasses. Any eye doctor will tell you that preventative now when they're little is going to make their eye health much greater whenever they're adults. As I'm sitting here, I can smell the seaweed. There's actually a mound of seaweed right now that's just been picked up. That tractor goes by and it picks up the seaweed. We've got men that are raking it up, and as they rake it up, the smell becomes a little bit stronger. So you want to be sensitive to that as well. And one of the things that you can do at home prior to coming is put a scent that may be pleasurable for them. I'm not going to tell you what to use, but an example might be taking a cotton ball and putting lavender on it and closing it up in a Ziploc bag, or putting some cinnamon sticks in a Ziploc bag and letting them smell that when they're down here at the beach, just to give them a familiar scent. In addition to the sand, you also have the elements of the water. The water is moving, it ripples, there's the color that changes as the water is coming against the shore. And of course, we already talked about the sounds. So just be prepared whenever you're walking into the water with your child that they may be scared. That water's coming, it's hitting their leg at different positions. Sometimes it's really low. As the tide's pulling out, they're going to feel their feet maybe going out from under them. So just take it slow whenever you're down at the water, and just let them experience it and let them guide you as far as what they can handle and what they like. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you have a chance, put comments down below. I will try to respond to every comment that comes by, and who knows, maybe one of your comments will actually turn into another video to help somebody else. Have a fabulous week at the beach.